Mars was never meant to be quiet. People on Earth always imagined it as a dead planet, silent, lifeless, frozen in time. But the silence on Mars was different. It felt like something was holding its breath. I was standing on the outer wall of Ares' prime colony, watching the red horizon bleed into darkness, when the alarm started screaming. At first, I thought it was just another system failure. Mars was brutal on our machinery, the dust storms, the constant radiation, the extreme temperature shifts. It ate metal for breakfast. But then the ground beneath my boots vibrated. It wasn't like an earthquake, not like the planet shifting. It felt like a pulse, a signal. "Commander!" My cum crackled. The voice of my second-in-command strained. "We're detecting multiple heat signatures. They're not human." That was the moment everything changed. The first alien ship appeared like a wound in the sky. There were no engines, no roar, no sound at all, just a tear in the fabric of space, unfolding right above the colony. Then another appeared, and another. They descended slowly, deliberately, as if they had been watching us for a very long time and had finally decided to act. We didn't hesitate. We opened fire. Missiles streaked across the Martian sky. A beautiful, deadly light show, detonating against invisible shields. The explosions painted the dust clouds in brilliant shades of orange and white. But the ships, they didn't even slow down. That's when the fear hit. Not panic. Not the kind that makes you scream and run. It was a cold, quiet realization that we were completely and utterly outmatched. The aliens landed beyond the ridgeline, just out of our visual range. Then their ground forces came. They weren't monsters. Not in the way old sci-fi movies imagined. No claws, no fangs, no bestial roars. They were almost skeletal, wrapped in a dark, biomechanical armor that looked like it had been grown rather than built. Their faces were smooth, featureless, except for glowing slits where their eyes should have been. They moved with a terrifying purpose, with perfect coordination, with an intelligence that was chilling to witness. The first breach happened at Sector C. I watched it all unfold through helmet cam footage as 3 of my best soldiers were cut down in seconds. It wasn't brute force, it was precision. The aliens learned how our weapons worked almost instantly. They adapted mid-fight, altering their movements, their formations, their attack patterns. These weren't just invaders, they were hunters. We fell back to the inner colony, sealing the massive blast doors, rerouting power, turning our civilian habitats into kill zones. Every corridor became a battlefield. Every shadow felt alive, threatening. We were fighting a war in our own home, a home we had built with our bare hands on a hostile world. And now, that world had brought something far more hostile to our doorstep. And then, something worse happened. They didn't just attack our bodies. They attacked our minds. The whispers started quietly. Not sounds you could hear with your ears, they were thoughts. Thoughts that didn't belong to you. The fear we felt was amplified, twisted. Memories surfaced without warning, the faces of loved ones, the green fields of Earth, moments of past failure and regret. Soldiers froze mid-combat, clutching their heads, screaming about voices inside their minds. The aliens were psychic. They were inside our heads, tearing down our mental defenses, like they were made of paper. He felt it too, a crushing pressure behind my eyes. Horrific images flashed through my mind. Earth burning, humanity extinct, Mars reclaimed by something ancient and patient. I nearly dropped my weapon. The will to fight was draining out of me, replaced by an overwhelming despair. But rage kept me standing, a burning, defiant rage. This was our world now. We had bled for it. In a desperate search for answers, we scoured the colony's deep archives, and we found the truth. Long before humans ever set foot on this planet, Mars had been a fortress world, a prison, built by some unknown civilization to contain an alien hive consciousness. Humanity didn't colonize Mars. We stumbled into a prison and accidentally unlocked the cell. That strange artifact we had excavated months ago. It wasn't technology. It was a key. Beacon. And now, its creators had returned to reclaim their prisoner. With our communications cut and our orbital support gone, we were alone, trapped. We made a decision that would either doom us or save everything. We would overload the colony as a fusion core. Not a massive, planet-shattering explosion, but a controlled detonation, just strong enough to collapse the alien ship's psychic network and bury their ground forces beneath kilometers of molten rock and fused Martian soil. It meant staying behind. It meant no evacuation. It meant certain death. I volunteered first. The final battle was pure chaos. The aliens swarmed the core chamber, tearing through our final defenses as if they already knew our plan. And maybe they did. Maybe they had seen this future in our minds. I fought through smoke, blood, and shattered steel, firing my rifle until the barrel glowed red-hot, then switching to my sidearm, then to my fists. Around me, soldiers fell one by one, buying precious seconds with their lives, and seconds were all we needed. I reached the control console just as the chamber doors collapsed inward. The fusion core screamed as the power levels surged far beyond any safe limits. And then, silence. The whispers in my head stopped. The aliens hesitated. For the first time, they felt fear. Our fear reflected back at them. I slammed my hand down and initiated the overload sequence. As the countdown began, a calm washed over me. I looked up through the broken ceiling at the red Martian sky. For the first time since I landed on this planet, it felt truly peaceful. I activated my personal recorder, my voice steady despite everything. "Message to Earth," I said. "Mars is not dead. It was never empty. And if you're hearing this, don't come back." The explosion was brighter than the sun. Mars burned, and the hunters were buried forever.